Well, elections have been announced in Karnataka and the state will go to vote on May 10th. Yet, the three parties, the BJP, Congress and the JDS, is yet to announce the entire list for the 224 constituencies in the state. The Congress, however, has announced its second list with 42 candidates. And in this list too, the person who's going to contest from Kolar for the Congress still remain unanswered. It is former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah who's vying for that particular seat as well, though his name has already been featured in the first list where he has been given Varuna as a seat to fight. Now, Siddaramaiah is hoping to fight from both the seats, that is Varuna and Kolar, and he seeks permission and acceptance of the Congress High Command to fight from Kolar as well, because he said a lot of groundwork has already taken place in Kolar. If you remember that months ago, even before the elections were announced, Siddaramaiah had been in Kolar, announced it publicly in a meeting that he would like to contest from Kolar if the High Command allows him to do so. Now, we have seen two lists that have come out from the Congress, one on March 25th with 124 seats and the other one on April 6th with 42 seats. And in both the lists, the seat for Kolar still remains a big question mark. Now, whether the Congress will allow him to fight from two seats is something which is again a wait and watch game. But at the same time, a lot of internal reports within the Congress also saying that it is going to be a tough battle for Siddaramaiah in Kolar itself, though several party workers say that if the announcement is made in favor of the former Chief Minister, then they will put the entire weight and ensure that the leader wins. Just like we saw how Siddaramaiah won the Badami seat, though he contested in the previous 2018 elections from two seats as well. It was the Badami seat which was very, very tough again for him. And he won it by a very thin margin as well. Now, the second list of the Congress, which features 42 seats, also brings in a lot of fresh new faces. More than 20 new faces are being seen across both the lists that have been announced. And in the second list as well, the three turncoats from the BJP and JDS who recently joined the Congress also have been awarded seats. Now, former BJP MLC from Gurmitkal, Baburao Chinchanasur, former BJP legislator from Kudligi, N.Y. Gopal Krishna, and the expelled JDS legislator S.R. Srinivas, all three of them have been given tickets. Now, it's interesting to note that Chinchanasur was also one of the leaders who was instrumental in campaigning against present AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge in the 2019 Lok Sabha polls, and that led to the defeat of Kharge as well. N.Y. Gopal Krishna is a former Congress leader himself. He is quite a popular leader from the Molkalmuru constituency near Ballari. He has contested from Molkalmuru from 1997 to 2013. But since he was denied a ticket in 2018, he was one of those leaders who also jumped ship to the BJP and won from the Kudligi assembly segment. Now, this time around, he has come back, which is a ghar wapsi for him in the Congress, and he's expected to contest again from Molkalmuru, which is presently the seat that is represented by B. Sriramalu, who is now possibly also going to, who was also one of the people who fought against Siddaramaiah and was known to be as the giant, would have been called a giant killer, especially when he did fight against him from Badami. In terms of the delays in the ticket distribution that we have been seeing, especially in all the three parties, it is also because we've learned that the parties are waiting and keenly watching what the other party is in terms of candidate selections and who they are nominating for those particular constituencies before they declare their own candidates as well, because one of the important issues that comes up in the Karnataka elections is the caste matrix, and especially with the kind of churn that we have seen the caste matrix in the state in the last few years as well, and with the BJP's going to polls and asking people to elect them on the development card. A lot of delays are taking place in terms of several candidates vying for particular seats and internal rifts and fights being caused, especially for those who are expecting tickets on their side. Now, for example, if you look at it in the BJP, they are faced with quite a tough situation with Ramesh Jarkioli, who was a former Congress leader who jumped ship to the BJP and one is the man who who brought in around 18 MLAs from the Congress and JDS, shepherded them to the BJP and ensured that the Congress and JDS alliance, which was in place in 2018, that coalition fell apart and the BJP could come to power. Now, Ramesh is hopeful that he has a few of his candidates, especially in Athani, being given a ticket, but the BJP High Command is not as keen as giving it to Mahesh Kumatihalli, who Ramesh is recommending for now. Rather, they would want to, the BJP High Command is looking at giving it to Lakshman Savdi, who is an MLC as well, and has won from Athani's seat earlier as well. So these kind of tensions also are causing several delays, and BJP is the only party that has not declared any of their candidates list till now. The JDS has had a head start before, where they have announced 93 candidates already, but their house also is not in order, because one of the biggest hurdles that the JDS is facing is from their home itself, and I'm talking about the Devagowda household itself, where Devagowda's daughter-in-law Bhavani Revana is seeking a ticket from the Hassan seat, which H.D. Kumaraswamy, former Chief Minister, and the man who's taking the call on the ticket selection as well, is not keen on giving it to her. Rather, he says that the time for Bhavani Revana to contest the state elections is not yet come, but this is causing an internal rift within the family as well as within the BJP itself. Now, clearly, the JDS is trying to iron out these problems within its party, and several rounds of meetings that have already taken place of the parliamentary board of the party, but yet they are to decide and come out with the next list for the rest of the constituencies for the state assembly. Now, we are also given to understand that the Congress will come out with 2 more lists, not just one, and so the suspense will continue. But as the BJP senior leaders have been telling News 18 that the BJP list is expected by April 8th, and not only will there be a few surprises, but they have followed a very interesting format, which is the format of the primaries as well, right from the grassroots level all the way up to the district and state level, to see the performance of candidates as well as the names of new candidates who could possibly do, winnable candidates rather, or who could do possibly well, or could be fresh faces and have been doing good work, who could possibly get tickets from the BJP. So there's an interesting game of not just shuffling between different faces, new candidates, caste matrix, winnability as well, but also there is an interesting aspect that in Karnataka we have seen especially, and that is of anti-incumbency, and they want to ensure, and that is the BJP wants to ensure that they can come back to power, and this time on their own. But the Congress also confident about winning this election on their own, saying that their candidate selection will help them in maximum wins as well. Now, in all this matrix also, we've seen how the JDS will play an important role and could, in case of a hung assembly, could also play the role of a kingmaker, as it has done in the last few years. Well, we'll continue to see how this ticket selection as well as the candidate selection will continue. Keep watching News 18 for news updates as well.